100% of you will be getting some kind of money cheat working in your game, of course. Hello everyone, it's me, Game Tracker from HackerBot.net, and today I'm giving you the ultimate guide on game money jacks. How to get unlimited money in any game, any platform. We're gonna go through the basics. I'm gonna show you how to do it, where to get software, how it all works. Let's get started with the very basics. Some of you might already know this, but there are online and offline games, and depending on what game it is, the techniques and the software that you're gonna use will vary when it comes to the money jacks or the money mods or whatever. So there are offline games, okay? Those are the ones that don't require the internet. In those games, you can basically jack anything whatsoever. Doesn't matter, God mode, unlimited money, unlimited gems. If it's an offline game, if you can disconnect it from the internet and everything works, everything is possible if you have the tools and the software to do it, and the know-how in some cases. Online games, however, are a bit more complicated. You can still get a lot of money jacks, but it will be more complicated, and you might have to invest some time, wait some time in order for it to work, such as the case with bots. Because, well, in online games, only a part of the game is processed on your device. Be that a phone or be that a PC or whatever. This is called the game client, the part of the game that you control, that is on your device, that you can modify. However, the other part of the game is, in this case, processed by the game servers. So you connect to those using, of course, the internet, and data is transferred, and stuff that's processed on your client can be directly jacked, such as user inputs and speed hacks. Such things might still work in online games, but the money itself, the monies like this, they're usually stored on the online servers, making it impossible to jack directly, okay? Yes, technically you could, it's highly illegal, and if you had the skills to do it, you could just swipe your credit card because you're making so much money working for the Russian government or something. So probably not likely going to happen for you. And by the way, all the generators that you'll find online for online games that require the internet, they're all fake, because for all practical purposes, jacking the money directly in online games is not possible. So if the game doesn't work, if you disconnect from the internet, it's an online game. Most likely money jacks that use client-side tools, stuff that works on your device, will not work. So let's move on. What kind of strategies do you have when it comes to jacking the money in your particular game? So first thing to note is, don't use Google. If you've ever used Google before, Coin Master Hack, you will find that there are a lot of weird stuff. So this is a weird PDF file, unlimited coins, unlimited spins. By the way, Coin Master is an online game, and as we have just learned, these kinds of jacks are not possible in online games because client-side, server-side, as we just went over. So these are all fake. So what you're gonna wanna do instead is use trusted tools and trusted game jacks that you can find, for example, on HackerBot.net, okay? So in order to get to HackerBot.net, just simply Google HackerBot or game hacks. Go to HackerBot.net. You will find all the tools that I reference here on HackerBot.net. You can go to download cheats to find legitimate cheats and mods for any platform. Doesn't matter what, Android, iOS, PC, everything. Just follow the steps outlined under download cheats. You will also, if you scroll down on HackerBot.net, be able to find our HackerBot APK. Download that if you're on Android. You can find all the information. And then, most importantly, the tools that I'm going to reference. GameGuardian, for example, for Android. Cheat Engine for PC. And Game Jam, for example, for iOS. Very popular game jacking tools. Lucky Patcher as well, and others. So all the tools I'm going to reference in this guide are found here. Go to HackerBot.net and scroll down. So let's go into an example. For example, I just used in my Android emulator here, GameGuardian, to give myself unlimited money jacks in this particular game. So what I did is I scanned for a value, I changed the value. That works in any single player game. This can be done using memory editors. GameGuardian is one such memory editor. There are other ones. Cheat Engine is the one we use on PC. Game Jam for iOS. You can again find those on HackerBot.net, Google HackerBot, or Game Hacks. Scroll down. You can download GameGuardian here. You can download Game Jam here and Cheat Engine here. Those are memory editors. Those will be very useful in offline games. Please do not use them in online games unless you really know what you're doing and you're following into tutorial on how to not get banned using these. Because a lot of online games will automatically ban the use of stuff like GameGuardian or Cheat Engine. So be very careful with that when using it on an online game. Okay, very important. So in online games, which most of the popular games these days are online games, what kind of options do you have? So I just told you all the online weird stuff for unlimited coins and such, all the generators and all the weird stuff. It's all fake, it's all a scam. So what can you do? There are still a lot of options in online games. So, for example, you can create a bot. Now, what does a bot do? A bot automatically plays the game for you in order to farm unlimited currency over time. This works in a lot of kinds of games, such as, for example, auto battlers, team battlers, gacha games, a lot of even like city builders. This will work. Even in other games, it can be possible to create loops of actions. So a loop of an action is if you, for example, go back, you get out of the shop, you walk around, and then you end up in the same screen again after you completed a loop. That is a loop, okay? And the bot can just infinitely relive this loop or recreate this loop of inputs and farm the game infinitely for you. You can either download these bots at HackerBot.net. Just go to download cheats, search for your game. If there are bots, they will show up in our tool. You can also create those yourself if you go to our tutorial on how to create bots. So you go to HackerBot, you go to tutorials, very important, and then you go to how to create a bot for all platforms. This will be done using macro editors. You will need a computer for this, okay? Because the macro editors on mobile, for example, are not strong enough. They can't really be installed on a console. So you need to either have an emulator or some other way to display your game on a PC in order to automatically farm it this way. What other options are there though? So there are also exploits. Now you may have heard about exploits. Like the best known exploits are, for example, item duplication glitches that allow people to duplicate items. There are many well-known exploits. You can glitch under the map. Loot caves are also a very well-known bug. Well, exploits are basically bugs that are used in order to gain advantages. In the case of loot caves, that would be infinitely respawning mobs, making it easy to kill stuff, level up, get all the loot. Loot caves, for example, can easily be farmed using a bot. So you can use these exploits. You can combine these cheating methods, for example, bots and exploits for great advantages. So a lot of people have created AFK bots in order to just stand in front of a loot cave and just shoot willy-nilly into the cave, getting a huge amount of loot. Just every 30 minutes you drop in and collect all the loot. So those are examples. Exploits are extremely rare though, so they usually are most easily found when the game starts out. That is where the most powerful exploits generally will be found, because the game is still buggy. It can be easily exploited, so stuff like god modes, unlimited money, item duplication will probably be found at the beginning of a life cycle of a game, okay? So that is another one. And of course, the last option that you have when it comes to cheating in a lot of games these days, especially, let's be honest, the most popular games, mobile games these days, is of course this one. Yes, it's whaling. So whaling is you use your real life money to swipe the credit card, and you know, a lot of games are pay to win these days, and you can get a lot of advantages. Let's just whale a game Well, yeah, it doesn't really change. Yeah, it's just whaling is the last option, which is ironic because, of course, cheating as such is a bannable offense in many games. It's not illegal. You can cheat. It's just against the terms of service of the game. But whaling, on the other hand, just giving the developers money to give you power, which a lot of games allow for these days, they almost have to because it's the best way to make money. So that is absolutely okay. But if you set up a bot or download a modded APK, or you use a hack or an aimbot or whatever, that's a no-no. But if you go in there and stomp players that haven't paid a cent with your $300,000 account, that's totally okay. That's totally okay. So if you've spent $50 on an aimbot, bad. You spent $500,000 on in-game purchases, that's good. Yes, well done. Great achievement. You're a good player now. Anyway, so those are the options. Of course, probably most of you will not go for the last option. If you could do that, you would probably not be watching this video. So the best options you have is in single player games, you use memory editors such as GameGuardian, Cheat Engine, or Game Jam for Android, iOS, and PC respectively. On PC, if Cheat Engine, for example, can be used without any modifications to your device. GameGuardian will require a root on Android. I recommend just using an emulator. I'm using Nox right here. If you want to find the best emulators, just Google HackerBot root emulator, and you will find our articles on the best rootable emulators for Android very easily. There you go. Nox, in my opinion, is the best one. GameGuardian, for example, comes with a special compatibility mode for Nox. And then on iOS, you of course have, you go to hackerbot.net, just Google game hacks or HackerBot and you scroll down. Game Jam is the best one for iOS. Of course, you will need a jailbroken device on iOS. So generally, I just recommend people, please, since there are no emulators for iOS and you don't want to brick your actual mobile device, I just sadly have to recommend that people simply play the same game. Usually the same iOS games are also available on Android, that they just switch to Android and cheat there, because there are emulators, you're not risking your actual device, and there are a lot more cheats available on Android as well, because the community of cheaters and developers is just so much greater on that specific platform. So, and of course, the general game jacking tool that I recommend is HackerBot. Just go to download cheats. Go down and go to our hack finder. There will be a tutorial, of course, on how to use it step by step. Just enter the name of your game. So, for example, PUBG Mobile, and then the version of your game. If you're on mobile and on PC consoles, you will not need a game version. So for PUBG Mobile, let's go for 17.0. If you don't know how to look up the game version of your game, there will be a tutorial below the game hack finder tool. Just go and download the mods. Make sure to install them correctly, exactly according to the tutorial that you will find at the developer's website. Also, mods will have to be updated with every update of the game. Be very aware of that. Also, other game hacks, such as aimbots, wall hacks, they will also need updates every single time the game gets an update. So please don't use outdated software. Go down in the comments and see if the software is still up to date. Else, in online games, you will risk losing your account. So be very careful about that, okay? Always double check that you have the right thing. Generally, I recommend testing it in an emulator first. So these are all the strategies that you can use, and I guarantee that using these strategies, 100% of you will be getting some kind of advantage. 100% of you will get some kind of money cheat working in your game. Of course, the efficiency and how easy it is to do from game to game will vary using these strategies. Anyways, guys, that is the ultimate guide on how to get money jacks working in your game. Head over to hackerbot.net. Just Google HackerBot or game hacks HackerBot. Go to hackerbot.net. Go to our Learn Cheating section if you want more information on all the things that I've covered. You can find all the information on whether cheating in games is legal, money hacks, game mods, wall hacks, everything you can find here. Educate yourself so you know what you can expect, you know how it works, and you know how to get the best software in the world for your game jacking needs. Anyways, please guys, give the video a like if you've learned anything. Subscribe to join, of course, the HackerBot army, and I shall see you guys next time. Game Jacker out.